Hello guys, how the devil are we? Welcome to a new video, and as you can see, a slightly different video today. It's a Saturday afternoon. What time is it? Just gone 4 p.m. in the evening. I'm at home. I'm not working this weekend. I'm off Saturday, off Sunday, back into work Monday as normal. And I did say before that I would do a video on, what was it again? I've completely gone off track what I was actually recording. I was doing, see, there you go. Tired, long week. Tired minds. I did say I'll do a video on truck parking, that was it. HGV parking, and in a general sort of outlook. I've done similar videos before to the HGV industry stroke being a HGV class 1 driver. I get questions a lot of the time from new drivers, from drivers who are going to be drivers, so not qualified yet but looking to do their training very shortly. I get questions from drivers that have been driving for some time, drivers like yourselves who drive for a living and who still watch my videos. I get a lot of negative questions as well, which I don't really answer because they're probably from drivers that have been driving for many, many years or decades, who have been doing this a lot longer than me and seem to think they know everything about it, and they probably do. But whether you've been driving for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whether you've been driving for 10 years or 20 years, every day is a learning day. So that's one thing I've learned about this industry already. Anyway, I'm sat at home in the office, or spare room stroke will be an office soon once I've finished it. You can see behind me there's not really much set up. I've got not real blinds up just yet. We've just moved into our new home in September. We've got blinds, or is it shutters, whatever we're getting. We've got them on order at the moment, and because they're very expensive. So everything needs to be made to measure. So we've got temporary ones out of IKEA up on the windows at the moment. And I've just got a little setup here, desk, computer screen, books or whatever I read. You know, you can see, I'm not sure if you can see that actually, but a book that I read that I apply into my life is called The Essence of Success from Earl Nightingale. If you're into personal development or self-help, you'll know what I mean. If not, don't worry. But yeah, we're still getting set up, and I'm looking to get this spare room into a mini office, if you like, stroke spare room for storage and stuff like that. So we're still at the early stages of decorating the house and stuff, and there's a little bit of this everywhere. I've got washing behind me, drying on the heating rail. That's where we are with it at the moment, early days, but we're getting there. Anyway, so you've been asking me questions about parking. We've had new drivers and drivers to be who are very worried about parking in laybys with your load because it's not secure. We've had questions in relation to if there's no spaces at HGV parking service, or HGV parking available at services because it's too late at night. What do I do? Etc, etc. So I'm going to touch on it first. Then I'll touch on the apps that I use that I think will be quite useful for new drivers. On my smartphone, I'll show them on here basically. All right, on my smartphone, I'll give you access to what I use and what helps me. Anyway, let's try and keep it as short as possible today. Parking with a load. So what I mean by that is you've got a load on the back of your trailer. You need secure parking. You're going to look at services first and foremost. That is pretty much what you're looking for, service station or a truck stop to keep your load secure. So secure parking. Now, is there any such thing as secure parking? You can ask many drivers that. There's no such thing as secure parking, to be honest with you guys. We can pay for parking at services and still have our diesel nicked. We can still have our load nicked or partially stolen. your curtains can get slashed, your container, your doors can get broken into. No matter how secure you think you are, there's no such thing as secure parking is what I'm trying to say. But at services, you've got cameras, you've got a bit more security there than what you would do if you had to park on a lay-by. A lay-by meaning somewhere on the dual carriageway, a little out of the way, on the motor, not necessarily on a 3-lane motorway, but on a dual carriageway or a single-way road or an industrial estate. Your load's going to be a lot more secure than what it would do then. And some will probably beg to differ with that and say, well, I know I sleep at industrial areas that I know and are more secure than service stations, and that I do believe, because I have had a fantastic night's sleep at industrial areas, a better night's sleep than what I would do at a service station, if you know what I mean. So there is that as well. But you want to be looking for obviously secure parking first of all. Parking will, if you are becoming a tramper, and I'll speak on tramping on behalf of a tramper. So a tramper meaning you sleep in your lorry Monday to Friday, you're out 4 nights a week, possibly 5 if you're working on a Saturday, and you want a decent night's sleep, you want secure parking, and etc, etc. So, like I said, secure parking, there's no such thing as secure parking. But cost of parking will range between £25 and £35 per night. If you're a tramper, your company should cover the costs of the parking. My company pay for Snap, which you get at motos and certain service stations and truck stops up and down the UK, where you give them your registration, you book in, you get 24 hours free parking and maybe a meal voucher or something like that. You get free use of showers, toilet facilities, etc, etc. So you've got that. Secondly, there are also service stations that don't cover Snap, meaning if you stop there, you've got to pay for your own parking and claim it back. That's how my company operate, but you have to clear it with them first, basically. That's the first and foremost, very straightforward stuff. Now, what if you're, let's say, example, you finish at 7 o'clock at night. It happens to me on a regular basis, trust me, and I finish at 8 o'clock. You need to push onto a service station. You get to the service at 7 p.m. The services is full up. You can't see a space. Oh, I can see a space there. Oh, it's a blindside reverse. Sod that. I'm fully loaded. I ain't going to get in there in pitch black. You know what I mean? You know, it happens. Yeah. I think that I look at it and go, nah, sod that. I'm not taking 100 shunts to get into there, because by the time I've taken 100 shunts, I've gone over my drive time. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's an example. You probably know what I mean. But you go, there's no spaces, where am I going to park? Damn it, you start panicking. Well, no need to panic. What you need to do is then, if you've got the time, push on to another service station. That's the first option you've got. The second option is look for a lay-by. Now, I did answer some questions on a few people about parking. Some was worried about, so well, what you need to do is push on. Plan your day is first and foremost. If you plan your day, you'll never have to worry about parking. And what I mean by plan your day, when you get your jobs, your first delivery or your second delivery, third delivery, whatever it may be, before you set off on your previous delivery, so you've delivered your last load, you're then going to get your next load on, or you've got another delivery. You sit there, you do not move until you plan your route and know exactly what your plan is after that delivery. What I mean by that is, number one, if I don't get there and make that delivery, where am I going to park? Number two, if I make that delivery, it's been delivered, I'm now looking for parking, where am I going to park? How far is the service station? Will I make it on the drive time that I've got? Will I make it on an overall one working time directive that I've got? You might already be on a 15-hour day. Where am I going to park? Is there a lay-by nearby? Lay-bys, you never know until you get there. But when you're going to your job, look out for lay-bys the closer you get to your job. Look out for industrial areas. They're everywhere. You sort of learn as you go and notice areas as you go to your job on where you could possibly park if you run out of time. You're always thinking that in the back of your head as you're driving. So that's what you need to be thinking. Now, to be honest with you guys, don't panic too much about parking situations. Listen, Whether you're at a service station or whether you're at a lay-by or an industrial estate or someone's premises you're parked on for the night, which is actually quite a lot more secure because gates get locked. If somebody wants to nick your diesel, break into your trailer, nick your load, they're going to do it. Let them do it. Insurance cover, companies have insurances in place to cover the cargo, to cover diesel costs, blah, 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 blah. Let them have it. Never get out of your cab, never stick your head out your window, keep your cab locked, and never confront someone who's trying to nick a load. 9 times out of 10, they've got a knife on them. If they can slash the curtain, they're going to slash you as a human being. As simple as that. Is your life really worth risking over a load, a bit of diesel, whatever it may be? It's not, guys. So let them have it. Call the police. Keep your curtains shut. Call the police, and let the authorities deal with what's happening. Basically, that's the brutal, honesty about it. So I just wanted to cover that very briefly on this video because people have been messaging me saying, I'm the new driver, I'm really worried about the parking situation because if I finish too late at night, where do I park? Don't worry. If you can't get into a services, look for a lay-by. As simple as that. It does depend to a degree what cargo you have on the back. With truck stops, you can also ring a lot of truck stops and pre-book a space. Where the guy on site will put a cone in the middle of the parking space. That's your parking space. When you turn up, he's got your reg. Yes, driver, your space is over there. I'll just move the cone for you. Go straight in. Happy days. Do I tend to pre-book parking spaces at truck stops? No. Haven't done it once in the 2 years I've been driving. Not once. Don't need to. And I don't say that in an arrogant way, actually, which may come across that way. I don't. The reason why I say I haven't is because I've always learned as I've gone along. I learn as I go. The more jobs I do in general haulage up and down the country, the more I get to know truck stops, services, where it gets to a point where you've got not that much knowledge, but you've got quite a bit of knowledge in your head of where, like if you go into Leeds, for example, you know you're going to, from Tilbury, you know you're going to go M25, M11, A1, straight north up to Leeds, M62, whatever it may be. You've got an idea. On the way up there, in your head, without looking at your map or looking at your sat-nav, you know, as time goes on through knowledge and through experience, what truck stops, what service stations are where. You can pre-plan in your head roughly where you can stop. And that comes with an experience. The hardest thing about being a new driver is not having experience. But we've all got to start from somewhere. Experience comes through time, and time is valuable, but time is something people can't take off you. Once you've given that time into your job, which gives you knowledge of the roads, service stations, truck stops, etc., no one can take that off you. That's something you can take anywhere with you to any company. So be patient as a new driver. Don't panic about parking and all that sort of stuff. You'll be fine. I hope that helps as much as possible on them topics. I want to keep this video very brief. I don't normally sit behind a camera at home in my spare room or dash office, and you know, I'm normally recording the truck, but I thought different scenery. I'm not doing much today. I've done the washing. My wife's out with my little one at her party. I've got the house to myself. I may as well record the video now whilst I've got a bit of time. I'm watching the football. Oh, in fact, what's the score? This is what I'm doing. I'm watching Mark Goldberg, Crystal Palace v Man City, 1-1 at the moment, 56 minutes gone. I haven't got the Sky Sports downstairs, so I'm watching it on live on YouTube, basically. So that's basically what I'm doing. So that's what I'm doing. That's my Saturday afternoon, eh? My downtime, if you like. Right, the apps I want to tell you about very quickly. Smartphone, Android. What do I use to find parking if I get into a fuddle or a fiddle, whatever you blinking call the word? This is what I use. Let me find it. Trucking. I've got trucking apps on here and everything. I've got fuel. ADR, everything. I've got them all in categories. Right, this is what I use. In-truck, the blue one, just there. Download it on iTunes or whatever it may be. iTunes if you're on Apple. And there you go. Once you're on in-truck, it tells you exactly how many truck stops you have in the United Kingdom on Snap, how many truck washes. This is not just the UK, this is European as well. You can find it all across Europe as well, guys. Fantastic app and will not let you down. Now, I'm not sure how much. Now, we operate, obviously, look at that. This is global. There's 7,825 stops in Europe alone. Now, UK. If I just zoom, I'm not sure how much you can see that. The red ones is Snap on in-truck. The red ones is Snap. The blue ones is Truck Wash, I think. Snap Washes. The green ones is Snap Depot Parking. The red ones that are just circled but not red inside are just other parking spaces. But you can see there's plenty of parking up and down the United Kingdom. Excuse, I hope it's all right, but that's Scotland, I think we're into. Yeah, Scotland, Inverness. Look, if I zoom, it opens it up a bit more. Sorry, guys. But you can see how much parking you've got from Scotland all the way down to England, the Midlands, Wales and them sort of places. London. Thousands of parking spaces. So I use in-truck to find my parking. That's what I use to find truck washes if you want to get your truck washed. If it's filthy and bogging like mine and I haven't washed it for 2 weeks. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Look at this. We're winning 2-1 against Manchester City. Get in there, boys. Sorry. If you're not a football fan, I do apologise. But I am. We'll beat Man City 2-1. Bosh! Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so there are hundreds of parking spaces and services in the UK. If you're looking for Snap, paid by your company, you can find it on here. It's a free app to download, guys. Go and use it. It's fantastic, honestly. And you can put location services on, and you could type your location up there. So what I'm going to do is, let's say you're on the M. You can type in M4. I don't know. Let's have a look. Watch M4. Type in M4 motorway, and it gives you all the service stations available on the M4. Lee Delamere East, Lee Delamere West, Reading East, Reading West, Moto Cardiff, Cheerwell. I've stayed at all these service stations and truck stops. Yeah, it's really simple. You can just type in M6. Gives you every single motor service station on the M6, from Snap accounts to motos to welcome breaks, truck washes, everything. It's all on there for you guys. So it's in-truck that I use. I'll just show you the app one more time. Just there. Download it from iTunes or your store, whatever. If you're using Android, whatever, it's free. That's what I use, guys, to plan my parking. That's what I use. Anyway, 19 minutes into this video. So I hope that video was quite helpful for you. I want to keep it about 20 minutes long. Just to reassure you, all you new drivers, about parking, secure loads, etc. Don't worry too much about it, because, listen, if someone wants your load, wants your diesel, they're going to take it. Report it, get a crime number, report it to your office, let the office deal with it, put the pressure on them. With regards to parking, in-truck is the best app I possibly use to find parking anywhere, England, Wales, Scotland, even Ireland, even Europe. It's free, check it out. Yeah. So I hope this video was helpful for you today. If it was, thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video helped you. I'll see you on the road next week on another vlog. Speak to you soon.